day, ladies and gentlemen. I am very, very interested in the advancement of sustainable development. This is because we live at an era where climate change is changing everything around us, making us poorer and living a world that will be uninhabitable if we don't do something about it. Also, we also live at a time where technology is changing absolutely everything around us. And in these times of great changes, it is important that we leave no one behind, that we work hard to ensure that irrespective of where a person comes from, which nation a person belongs to, they actually have basic needs they need to function as a global citizen. Issues of food security are very, very important. Issues of good health and good education are very, very important. Issues of addressing inequality, whether it is inequality in terms of gender, whether it is inequality in terms of access to resources, are very, very important. Issues of clean energy and water and sanitation, very important. Issues of work, the world of work is being disrupted by technologies, and we have to make sure that as we move forward, everybody is no one is left behind. Issues of responsible consumption and production, very important. And also issues of good environment to live, which is sustainable, which has all the resources that a normal person requires. Access to hospitals, access to good health facilities, access to good education, and also issues of taking care of our environments. Making sure that our environments are peaceful, that we bring more peace. And I say this given the fact that we have conflicts in Europe and we have conflicts in the Sudan. So we have to use education to be able to do all these things. Now, how do we do that? I think firstly, we need to invest in human capital. We need to invest in skills, because to be able to solve some of the pressing problems that we are facing as a planet, problems of sustainable development, problems of climate change, problems of technological revolution, we need human capital. And of course, as we train people, we need to understand the environment in which we live in. We live in an environment where problems are interconnected. And therefore, multidisciplinary education becomes much, much more important today than ever before. And what does this mean? It means those who are taking science and technology subjects must at the same time take human and social sciences. And it also means that those who are taking human and social sciences must at the same time understand science and technology. Because if we don't do this, then the understanding of the complex problems that we face becomes very, very, very difficult to untangle. It also means that as we educate people, we need to make them understand that they live in a global environment where what they do and who they do what they do with is increasingly becoming international. So we need to bring into our classrooms the international dimension, and we can do that by getting more people who come from outside our nations teaching, by bringing them into our classrooms as students, by connecting with students across the world and having joint programs where a student in South Africa, for example, can do a project with a student in Japan, because this is the world in which we live in. And of course, the role of technology becomes very, very important. We live at an era where technology is changing absolutely everything around us. We have heard about ChatGPT that is able to write essays for students. Now, the big question that we have to ask ourselves, what is the need of education? Of course, there is a need of education. The need for education is to do that which a machine cannot be able to do. And therefore, we need to up the requirements for education to make it much more generate critical thinking skills, ability to understand and link things that normally we wouldn't think they are linked. For example, the issues of education, how they are linked to the issues of sustainable development. We also need to understand that all these technological revolutions are being enabled by few key technologies. Artificial intelligence, which is a subject that I did a PhD on 26 years ago at the University of Cambridge. And therefore, we need to democratize this technology. We need to make sure that we teach it, certainly its literacy. We need to teach it to as wide people as possible. We need to ensure that we have adequate infrastructure to be able to deploy these technologies. Issues of data, for example, are very important. Issues of affordable devices. How do we bring along producers of these devices so that we can be able to produce and give access to these devices on a massive scale? And I use the word massive scale given the fact that we are in the African continent where we have 1.4 billion people who need education, and much of them are young, and knowing very well that we are not going to have the necessary resources to build brick and mortar institutes, and therefore it is important to use technology to expand the offering of this high quality education that is necessary for people to be able to do what they have to do. We also need to invest in policies. Policies are very, very important. Our lawmakers must be able to craft laws that make sure that AI is used responsibly. Technology is used responsibly, is used for development, not for harm. So we should use this technology to deal with issues of food security instead of weaponizing it, to deal with issues of access to good health infrastructure, good educational infrastructure, good energy infrastructure, good water infrastructure, good living spaces, ensuring that climate change is dealt with, for developing technologies that will deal with issues of climate change, ensuring that we produce responsibly, ensuring that these technological changes that are happening around us, which we know are actually having profound impact on the world of work, does not leave anybody behind, which basically means the skills that we need to give to our people is those skills that will ensure that they augment what technology can be able to do, so that they can work together to create dynamic economies that grow and take care of people. And of course, our lawmakers in Parliament must be able to craft laws that are able to create an environment that will lead to this. I thank you very much, and I look forward to working with you in the future to build a world that is fair, a world that is peaceful, so peace and security becomes important, a world that ensures that the sustainable development goals that many countries are falling behind are achieved by 2030, a world where climate change is not a buzzword, is something that we all work towards achieving to make sure that we have the world that is inhabitable and that we are going to leave behind for our children, that is clean, that uses clean energy, where water is circulated. So circular economy is very important. Thank you very much.